In July 1969, the world held its breath. As Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface and spoke the now iconic words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," millions believed humanity had touched another world. But what if I told you it never happened? What if the greatest technological achievement of the 20th century was nothing more than a perfectly orchestrated illusion? For over 50 years, rumors have whispered through the cracks of history. Doubt, suspicion, shadows behind the spotlight. And tonight, we ask the question that still ignites heated debate. Did NASA fake the moon landing? Let's start with the anomalies, peculiarities in the footage that defy simple explanation. The flag appears to wave, but there's no atmosphere on the moon. Shouldn't it hang motionless in the vacuum of space? And then, the shadows. In multiple photos from the Apollo missions, shadows fall in different directions, as if lit by multiple light sources, not the singular sun. Critics argue that only a studio set could produce such an effect. Why are there no stars visible in any of the moon photos? The lunar sky should be black, unpolluted by atmosphere, yet not a single star twinkles behind the astronauts. And what about the famous Van Allen radiation belts? These radioactive zones surrounding Earth pose a lethal threat to any human traveler. Skeptics argue that in 1969, no technology existed to safely shield astronauts from this deadly radiation. But here's where it gets even more chilling. In 1978, Hollywood director Stanley Kubrick released The Shining, a film many believe is a cryptic confession that he was hired by the US government to fake the moon landing footage. The boy, Danny, wears an Apollo 11 sweater. The mysterious room 237? The moon is 237,000 miles from Earth. Coincidence? Or confession? And then there's the political context. It was the Cold War. The US was desperate to outpace the Soviet Union in the space race. Billions of dollars, national pride, and global influence were on the line. Faking a moon landing would have cost far less than building rockets capable of reaching it. Moreover, many of the original telemetry data and moon landing tapes have been mysteriously lost or destroyed. How do you lose the most important scientific footage in human history? Former NASA employees have come forward with strange accounts. One engineer claimed they worked on simulators meant to train astronauts, not for the journey, but to create convincing footage in case the real mission failed or never happened. But let's take a breath. There are counter-arguments. Experts explain that the flag waved due to inertia from being planted. Shadows may appear skewed due to uneven terrain. And cameras of that era were simply unable to capture stars amidst the bright lunar surface. The radiation belt? NASA insists the astronauts traveled quickly through the most dangerous zones, limiting exposure. Still, even now, with all our advanced tech, we've never gone back. Not in over 50 years. Why? The official answer: budget cuts and lack of public interest. But to many, that sounds more like an excuse than a reason. So, did NASA fake it? Or are we chasing shadows, creating conspiracies where none exist? In a world of deception, government secrecy, and endless information, the truth becomes harder and harder to grasp. And maybe that's the point. What do you believe? Was it a leap for mankind, or the greatest hoax in modern history? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But be warned, once you start digging into the moon landing, you may find yourself questioning far more than just the stars.